Begin. Okay, so I'm going to add a few more minutes of notes just because there are some trick questions and there's a word problem that I want to talk about. The first word problem is number 10, which you guys do not have to write it out. It's right here for you. You can see it on your worksheet. A first number is 3 times bigger than a second number. If the sum of the two numbers is negative 12, what are the two numbers? This is on something that is, I have this in this part of the chapter not to see who can guess it, but who can write down the equations and who can use the substitution method. Okay? So here's what I want you to do, is that you should come up with two equations just like we've been doing. A first number is, we don't know what that number is. That's called an unknown. I would write down x if I were you, because I don't know what it is. A first number is. What does is mean?
Equal.
Good. The first number, x, equals 3 times bigger than a second number. How do I do 3 times bigger? 3 multiplied by something. Will that make it 3 times bigger?
Yes.
Then a second number. This is a different number than the first number, but we don't know what it is. What should I use?
1.
I agree. This first sentence creates your first equation. They're very nice to us like that. First sentence, first equation. Second sentence, second equation. Second sentence. If the sum of the two numbers, what does sum mean?
Addition.
Sum of the two numbers. I have to sum the two numbers. Here's the first number, here's the second number. I have to sum them. I need to add them together. If the sum of the two numbers is negative 12, what does is mean again?
Equal.
What are the two numbers? So here is, after reading this, this is what I come up with. And now you have everything you need to be able to solve this problem. You know what x is equal to? That's your triangle. It's the same thing as 3y. I can replace it. Which one do I replace? I replace the triangle in the other equation, which means that instead of me putting this here, I'm going to put the 3y in its place. Some of you had trouble with that, but I'm just taking this 3y and plugging it in that place, and I have 3y. Then I write everything else the same. Plus y equals negative 12. And I'm hoping 3y plus another y. And you should know what y is equal to. That's half of your answer. Here's your first number. If I want to find the other number, you take whichever one is easiest. And you multiply 3 times y. I know what y is. I plug that in. I know what x should be. It's like negative 9. Now let me read the question one last time. If the sum of the two numbers is negative 12, what are the two numbers? The two numbers are negative 3 and negative 9. And I don't know which one's first and which one's second. It doesn't tell me. Normally I put things from smallest to largest, but it's not necessarily an ordered pair. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. I'm just going to circle my answer, negative 9 and negative 3. The first number is 3 times bigger than a second number. This one's 3 times bigger than that number, and their sum is negative 12. That works. Okay, let's talk about some trick questions. Let me write that over here. Trick questions. Trick questions. Move that up a little. When variables cancel out. Okay, using the method that you just learned. Sometimes you're going to get problems that look like this, and I want to show you what it looks like. Minus 3, 2x minus 5 equals 15. Let's say you're working on a problem and it says 6x minus 3, and then you plug this in, 2x minus 5 equals 15. And this is what happens. You distribute and you get negative 6x plus 15. If you get 6x minus 6x, 6x take away 6x, how many x's is that?
0.
0 x's. They go away. If you ever get variables that cancel out, it's a trick question. Means something different. You can't figure out what x is going to be. You have to then look at these numbers and you have to make a decision. Does 15 equal 15? Is it a number that is equal to the same number? If so, it is something called infinite solutions. It means that they are the same line. That was a part of your problem that you are going to do. I'm not going to tell you which number it is, but I can tell you that there are 2 infinite solutions on the back side of your worksheet. Let's do one other one. What happens if this happens? X minus parenthesis x plus 6 equals 6. Here's the second possible answer. Sometimes you're going to be working and you're going to have to distribute a negative. And you're going to get x minus x, which goes away. That makes 0 x's. And you get negative 6 equals 6. Or some number that is not equal to the same number. Are these equal to each other? Will they ever equal each other? So this answer is no solution. And there's a symbol for it. You can use the symbol if you want to, or you can write it out. There are at least 2 no solutions, I believe. Yes, there are on this worksheet. Lastly, let me scoot this up. It is possible to have a 0 as a part of your answer. Do not freak out if you get a 0 for part of your answer. 3y equals 2x plus 9. 5x plus 3y equals 9. 3y equals 2x plus 9. So let me show you the math on this. If I have my triangle here, because I know what 3y is. 3y is the same thing as that. And I see a triangle in the top equation that I can replace. So instead of me writing this, see how I can cross off this triangle, and I'm going to fill it in with this rectangle. 5x plus, instead of the triangle, I can replace it with 2x plus 9. Do not be afraid of this. 7x plus 9 equals 9, minus 9 minus 9. When you do 9 minus 9, notice I don't write that down because it makes 0. 7x plus 0 goes away. But the 9 minus 9, that does equal 0. I do need to write that down because that's what the 7x is equal to. I can't tell you how many times I get to this and students will stop and go, well, it's no solution. Wait. That's a solution. X can equal 0. 7 times 0 will equal 0. That's a possibility. And that's only half of your answer. So you could use this to plug in to like this equation. Instead of x, you can times in 0. Bless you. And you could figure out what the y is equal to. And you can give your answer as an ordered pair. So do not stop if you get x equals 0 or if you get a y equals 0. It just means you are finding an intercept on accident. The ones that are infinite solutions and no solutions are the ones that the variables go away and you have a number equals a number. Notice that there's no x anymore. Here we had x's still. There we had no more x's and we had to look at the numbers. Okay, so that is it for our notes today.